Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are back with another podcast session here at the Cafe Gracia experience. If you don't know what this is at this point, well then I am very sorry for you, but that's okay. If you're new to the channel, then by all means listen in, do some homework, do whatever it is that you're doing at the day, just as long as it's very appropriate, and just tune in. So as usual, this is a podcast session every Sunday at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard, the best kind of standard. And enough of me ranting, it is time to introduce our esteemed guest of this week. So esteemed guest, the floor is yours.
Hello everybody, welcome to Cafe Gracia, as your wonderful host said. My name is Maddie, Magic Maddie if you prefer flashy adjectives in the front of your name.
That's it? That's it?
Yeah, goodbye everybody! Bye!
Alright, well that was a podcast session, right? Let me just click. Alright, we're done. Anyway, no, I'm surprised because it kind of like ended so abruptly. So I'm like, does she have more to say? I got so invested.
Pardon me. Yeah, it's like, I don't know, I get so bombastic and then it's like, okay, I need to hush it down before I screw something up and get people to, before I overstay my welcome, and then it's like, wait a second.
It's fine, it's fine. Feel free to say whatever it is that you wanted to say. I was surprised you didn't lean into like what you've been doing, because I know you as a voice actress. I'm surprised you didn't say like, hey, I'm a voice actress. Or I think
Plug our occupations.
Yeah, or something. I don't know. That's normally how it is in like all the other like sessions. They say who they are, and then like Twitter and like their social medias, and they're like, oh, I do this, and then we just like get down to it. So I was like, Maddie's the exception of the rule. Holy shit. Like, I'm like, what is happening here?
I am a little unicorn lost in the world, or something like that.
Yeah.
Or whatever Shakespeare said. Did Shakespeare talk about unicorns? I don't know. Anyways, I mean, if you insist, my occupations include voice acting, up and coming, Twitch streamer, and writer.
Ooh. Writer, I was always... Because I knew you as voice actress, and I think Twitch streamer because of like the Persona 5 fan dub that's been going on. Is it? No, the abridged series. I don't know why I call it fan dub, but I think it's just easier to say. I don't know.
I mean, I think they're kind of similar. It's okay.
Yeah, but what's the difference? What's the difference between an abridged series and a fan dub if they're still being voiced by not the main cast?
True. I mean, if you're looking for a serious answer, basically it's really just abridged. We take that word based on the Dragon Ball Z abridged and have our own little spin in certain lines. A fan dub is just maybe a few things, but they still keep the almost identical tone while still making it their own. But I don't blame you for calling it a fan dub. It's kind of, they kind of go hand in hand. Yeah. Even if we want it to be a lot more funny.
Yeah, I figured. I mean, it's still funny. Like, I can't wait for when the third and fourth episode, or the second episode, arrive. I don't know when that's happening.
You'll see soon enough, my good friend.
I hope so, because I'm waiting. I'm like, it's coming. It's like the Aerith from Final Fantasy VII Remake. Like, that's really me. I'm like, like, I'm just waiting.
Profusely sweating from the nerves.
Exactly. I'm just like, it's coming. No, but I'm excited. I'm glad you guys. I've said this with Bryce, with Divine Spectre, because he was a guest on the show. Must call it a show. Nice. This is officially a show. Yeah, so he was on the show, and he was talking about the editing stuff and things like that. But with you, I want to talk about the voice acting this time around, because I know, like I've said with Bryce, I know I was a part of the project, but then I wanted to do YouTube, and I'm glad I did, because whoever, like I said, and I'll continue to say this, whoever does Sojiro, bless their soul. They did an amazing job. No, they're doing an amazing job.
Yeah, like, I remember when I was, like, first watching, when we had, like, a little watch party, sat together in Discord, and it's like, everyone mute your microphones, you gotta listen to this, it's really, really good, and I'm like, oh, with pleasure. Mute mic, we watch it, and then we get to Sojiro, and I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
That is...
Yeah, exactly.
That is, what's his name? Jason Price. Mm-hmm. Almost verbatim in tone and inflection. I mean, obviously there's like a few little differences, but you really can't be Jamieson Price a carbon copy, you know?
Yeah.
I think that's his name, Jamison Price, the official Sojiro voice actor.
I think so. I don't know. It's been a long time for me since I've known the English voice cast of Persona 5 because I've been in Japanese dub territory for a long time, and that's literally me with Xenoblade right now. I don't know if you played Xenoblade, Maddie, but I can't with the English dub.
I mean, I think the first one to me is okay. The first games was okay. Like, it had a few hiccups here and there, but it was still kind of fun. And then the second one, I think what really grated on my nerves was the way it synced to the lips, or really didn't.
Yeah, I heard
it
that.
Really
that's
didn't
like the problem. That was the problem. No, I can't. It's just like the British voice direction for it just doesn't sit right with me personally. It just doesn't. Because if you compare Shulk's voice, English voice, to his Japanese voice is actually like, it fits his age compared to Shulk's English. Because Shulk's English makes him seem like he's like a 30-year-old while he's actually like 18. That's how I feel.
True.
And like I like.
I mean,
Go continue.
No, it's okay. I was just thinking, like, I guess I admire the act put into it, but I can see why it definitely sounds really old for his age. Because would you want to hear an 18-year-old from an anime JRPG like walking around like, Sawyer, my sword is powered by biscuits and gravy from British land. I don't know.
No, I wouldn't. I mean, there are plenty of good English voice actors, and kudos to them. But it's like, no, please, no. Especially like, no, it just doesn't work. I'm sorry.
I get you. It doesn't fit Xenoblade 1, and I totally get that because it's a lot more. I mean, because I get it has maybe some European roots, but maybe not like that much to the point where you need to make them all British.
It does feel like European, like the open world vibe that Xenoblade brings. Because right now I'm only like 25 hours into the game. Like, I'm very slow into it. Right now I'm doing like a lot of the side quests before I continue on with the main story. Because right now I met Melia. I freaking love Melia. I love her. Like, I as soon as I saw her, as soon as we met her, I'm like, she's mine. Not like that though, but like Precious. Smeagol.
Mine.
Exactly. No, I like her. I like how she reminds me a lot of like Edina from Food Wars. Like when you first meet her, and obviously she'll like be more, I don't know, less pretentious as the game goes on. But I like her design.
Oh, her design is really. Her design's really, really cool, and I guess the colors give me kind of a, wow, this chick is cute kind of vibe. I don't know. Pardon me.
Exactly, yeah.
I don't know how to put it, but I basically you're right. Her design is spectacular. I really love, I don't know, just the nice palette combination just really speaks to me. Really, and I'm not even that much of an aesthetic kind of hipster.
Yeah, no, like I love the character design of Xenoblade, and I feel like I'm gonna, as soon as I finish Xenoblade 1 and when I go into Xenoblade 2, I feel like I'm gonna have such a bias for Xenoblade 1 because the more I play Xenoblade 1, the more I'm like, why do I instinctively hate Xenoblade 2 if I haven't even played that game yet? Like, that's how I feel the more I play the Xenoblade 1.
Honestly, I think I can see where you're coming from because, I mean, I get that not every game can be a continuation of the previous one, but at the same time, the jump in lore, while it's keeping some roots to the original, is kind of like, it feels very, I don't want to say uncanny, but I see where you're coming from. Not to mention, it's a lot more leaning on the more, I don't want to say anime tropes, but it does lean a lot more on them, for good or bad, compared to Xenoblade 1.
It really leans on the milkers. I mean, the Mithra and Pyra. It really, No, because I think another reason why I have this instinctive bias is because the memes and the amount of like the way that people hate Rex for some reason, and how those memes got to me, even though I've never played the game, already made me feel like damn, I'm really gonna hate this character, huh? And then after playing, and then while I'm playing like as Shulk and seeing Shulk, Ryan, Charlotte, Dunban, and like the current, like everybody else, even the side characters, I'm like, oh, I'm definitely gonna be hating on Rex Woe Knight because I love Shulk. I really love Shulk's like design, his personality, and just like the vibe that he brings as an MC. Like I love him so much.
I mean, he's in Smash for a reason, because if you're in Smash, you're totally an icon. Icon. Did I say acorn? No, I meant icon. Oh, you're an acorn on the tippy top of a tree. That's what you are if you're a great protagonist that ends up in Smash.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, you're right. But that's just how I feel. I honestly feel bad that, but whatever. I think also, because I mentioned this with Winged Koro, which by the way, you should definitely, if you haven't followed him on Twitter, he's a GOAT artist. You should definitely like check him out. He's a good friend. He's a really good friend of mine. Shout out to you, Koro. I'm still gonna like spam you with this, but
let's go, Koro.
Love you, man. We were talking because he's a massive Xenoblade fan too, and we were talking, and he mentioned that we were talking about like the character designs, and that I really love Xenoblade 1's character design a whole lot compared to Xenoblade Chronicles 2, because it ties into what you said, like the whole anime trope-esque. Like, Xenoblade 1 doesn't feel like you're playing an anime RPG game compared to Xenoblade 2. And that's what I love about Xenoblade 1, is that it's a mix between Western Eastern style like art.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it does have. I mean, one moment I won't deny that maybe it does have some tropes that are dipped in like Japanese anime, if you will. But at the same time, it's not like they're heavily reliant on it. Sleeping. I was gonna make a joke to that one scene where maybe it might be kind of weird. Well, no, it's not cute. It's kind of weird. Where like Metroid's right next to Rex on the bed, and it's like, oh Jesus.
Yeah, I just, but you know what will always, you know what will never be a trope, although she technically is, depending on who it is, but she's another badass. You know where I'm leaning onto this. I can't. Yeah, drum roll, ladies. Not Bayonetta. Bayonetta, Mama Bayo. You are officially, no, you are the second person I can talk about Bayonetta fully, because everybody else that has been on the show, they've heard of Bayonetta but never played it, and I mean that's just. I mean, different strokes for different. Sorry, it's just I'm just thinking like different strokes for different folks, but at the same time, damn, I really hope they get acquainted with Bayonetta. But it's okay. Like I said, no, everyone must come to Bayonetta soon. They will. Once Bayonetta 3 is shown at E3, they're gonna be like, yo, I'm gonna play Bayonetta. There's like suddenly like a whole crowd of Bayonetta fans show up. I'm like, where the fuck were you? Huh? Where were you? Welcome to hell anyway. Yeah, exactly. Well, first time? Oh, I'm sorry. Not Purgatorio, not Paradiso, but Inferno? Inferno. There we go. I was thinking, because Rodon made a huge monologue about it in the first game. It's like, Paradiso. He had such a nice voice, too. Yeah. It's like, it's basically, I don't know. It's basically Paradiso, which is heaven. Purgatorio is like the in-between state where Bayonetta comes and goes. The real world. Right. They're mixed together. And then it's Inferno. Yep. That's basically how it is. Yeah. I'm not much of a lore expert on Bayonetta. I just know that we're playing as a 6'3" tall British woman that just is very, very explicit in the way she acts, talks. Blessed be. And I'm just glad that I get to joke around and call her my mom. She's all our moms or something like that. All our moms. Can you imagine having a mom like her though? Imagine for a second you're her kid. Oh no! I mean, it's still better than being the daughter of Lady Dimitrescu, but that's a long story. Yeah, or... I mean, you live in a village and nothing else, like, as far as I'm aware, if I remember the Resident Evil lore right. With Bayonetta, you get all over the place. It's awesome, and the sights are pretty. Yeah, and they're not gory. Well, they're kind of gory, but... like, it depends on which end of the stick you're in. If you're with Bayonetta or if you're against, like, you know, it just. But, it's just like, I don't know, like, haven't you wondered how? There's this tweet I found from a friend of mine called Ella, and she asked the most ambitious question possible, and it led me to ask this question to the audience.
Great tell.
How do Umbran witches reproduce if all of them are women? Like, who do they have? Who do they do who do they have sex with?
Good question, because there's a reason. The reason we started was because an Umbra witch and a Lumen sage
did the deed.
Boom, and then that's what caused the story. So what else do they do? Like, they're like male Umbra witches and they're Umbra wizards, or they're female Lumen sages and they're Lumen.
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, or do they just like meet with regular human males, and then like, if it's a boy, they're like, no, we don't want it. Or if it's like a girl, it's like, yeah, we'll take her. Is that how that works? I don't know.
That would be kind of depressing.
It is, yeah, but we're talking about like the time where actual witch trials were occurring in our history. So, like, I don't know. I don't know.
It's convoluted either way.
Yeah. All I know.
But it's okay.
All I know is that Platinum Games should further develop the Bayonetta as a nun, you know, thing, and John as a history teacher, because that's their occupation. Yeah. For many that don't.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, that in the movie, the movie that they did, which is just a retelling of the first game. Well, it was basically the retelling of the first game using the original content that was scrapped from the final product. Oh, right. That's why the movie is completely different from the game, because all of that was unused content that was going to be in the game, but they just either reworked it or they just wasn't enough time to put it. So I still remember
in the movie, Bayonetta had this dress that was like this gown or thing when she went to the gates of hell, and it's like, oh my god, I want that. Except I wouldn't rock it right now, but I'd want it. Well, maybe, I don't know, but we're not going into fashion.
Yeah, not yet. Not yet. Believe me. But Bayonetta's a fashion. Imagine her on the runway.
Oh yes.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm sorry. I'm really giddy about this, but I'll cool it. We got other topics to pursue, but yeah, Bayonetta would be.
Bayonetta versus On Takamaki on the runway. Let's see who wins.
No, don't do this to me. I can't choose.
To Sega and Rise as the judge. Imagine that.
I mean, just thinking, if Joker is resembling Bayonetta just slightly, because it took me until Smash to realize, okay, maybe. Would On be Jean?
I wouldn't be.
Like, if we had to draw these comparisons, I don't know.
It would make sense if you compare her Panther outfit with John's Bayonetta 2 outfit, more specifically.
Exactly.
Because obviously you compare, because many people make the comparison with Joker more on the Bayonetta 1 aesthetics with the Bayonetta 2 haircut, because it just works. But with John, I mean, technically speaking, John was the main inspiration for John was Dante, because this is Kamiya's original work was the DMC games before he decided to make So here's the I don't know if you know the story of Platinum Games, how it came to be, but basically around 2006 2007, Shinji Mikami, the guy that gave us Resident Evil, and Hideki Kamiya said, all right, we're gonna be out of Capcom. That doesn't mean we're not gonna work for you guys. We just want to be more independent and we want to do our own thing. So around that time, they said, well, then why don't we make our own third party, developing company? And they started Platinum Games. And their first game was called Mad World for the Wii. And from there, they just took off.
Nice. And the rest is history. Wow, good for them. From like from like one Wii game to Bayonetta, and they're still going. Like Astral Chain, don't get me started on that. I haven't even finished it. But
you gotta finish Astral Chain. You have to finish Astral Chain. The story is so good. The combat for me is like okay because it has no jump button, and if you want to land those aerial combos, it's so annoying to do the chain link mechanic time and time again. But other than that, like combat is great, gameplay is phenomenal. The art style is incredible because it's the same person that did the Tiger and Bunny anime. So he's like,
amen. It's really good.
So yeah, I gotta watch Tiger and Bunny. I think they're made by Studio Trigger also, but I'm not sure. Right now with Kill la Kill.
What a coincidence.
Right now with Kill la Kill. I love Kill la Kill right now. Love it.
Really? I was more of a Girl Lagann fan as a kid. No, a kid, not really. But then eventually I grew kind of an appreciation for Kill la Kill because everyone's like, oh, Girl Lagann is the big brother to Kill la Kill, and Kill la Kill's a baby. And it's like, not really, because Kill la Kill is getting a lot more popular now, at least in my realm anyways.
That's weird. I've never... When it comes to Studio Trigger, I knew only of Darling in the Franxx. I watched the first 4 episodes before I said yeet, and then went to One Piece, which I'm still going hard because everybody should watch One Piece because it's the best anime, period. You know, but
supposedly
it is the best. It is the best-selling manga, and it is right now should be the #1 anime that is being watched at this moment.
When you put it like that, you're objectively correct. Understandable.
Yeah, it's One Piece.
True.
We're talking about Goda.
Yeah, and yet somehow I grew up on Sailor Moon, and I don't understand how I didn't get a brush with One Piece. I don't get it.
Me neither.
I'm
surprised because One Piece is long. But I grew up. You know which anime I grew up with?
Go on.
Fullmetal Alchemist.
No way!
I grew up with Fullmetal Alchemist. Not only Fullmetal Alchemist, I grew up with Fullmetal Alchemist, obviously Pokemon, Digimon, more specifically Digimon Frontier, where they transformed into the Digimon.
Right.
I grew up with Beyblade Metal Fusion, Bakugan,
Ooh.
the first 2 seasons, because after the 3rd season, it just got weird. But the first one, and then New Vestroya, those were 2, and Yu-Gi-Oh! 5D I grew up with also. And then Fullmetal Alchemist was there with Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. So not only was it the 2003 version, but the manga adaptation of it. And Code Geass.
Code Geass. Oh my god, I need to get Code Geass so bad because I hear it's good.
It's basically...
I hear it's good.
It's basically what Attack on Titan was trying to replicate. That's basically what Code Geass is. You know,
I see.
Attack on Titan Season 4 is basically from the time skip arc to the ending of Attack on Titan, because now that it's over, it's basically trying to replicate what Code Geass successfully did. Or like Code Geass and Death Note successfully did, but more so Code Geass. So you definitely should watch Code Geass. It is a goat of goats when it comes to animes. Code Geass, Fullmetal Alchemist are the goats of goats.
I hope to take in the goat very, very soon because god damn, it sounds so good, and yet I don't know. I never had a brush with it like most anime that are good, unfortunately. I mean, I guess you could say mine is kind of like really started around middle school to high school.
Yeah.
Yona the Dawn until they stopped around episode 24, and then you have to read the manga, so I'm gonna have to do that soon. Obviously, I mentioned Sailor Moon. What else? Gurren Lagann, Kill la Kill. I want to say Doubleman Crybaby came about junior year, and then I was like...
That was also an anime.
What?
I forgot they had their anime, their own little anime. I forgot about that.
Yeah, because the animation in the Doubleman Crybaby anime was very hit or miss. Like, sometimes it looked cool, other times it looked really whoa, other times it looked whoa, but I understood why. Whoa isn't like, whoa, back up there.
Yeah.
Or like, maybe just straight up bad, I should say.
Yeah.
Not bad, because it takes a while to animate something, but when it comes to a studio, Yeah, you can. I should be a little more harsh, maybe. I don't know.
Look, you haven't seen the. Have you seen the Dragon Ball Super comparisons to Dragon Ball Z? When it comes to the right budget, you'll get the right animations. But going back to Kill la Kill for me, holy crap! How did I have not watched it sooner? And I feel bad that I'm glad I'm watching it now, because I love Ryuko. I love the characters. Like, you can't hate a character other than Ragyo. That's the only character you can actually hate.
True.
You know?
I remember right, Ragyo is the mom of... Well, that's spoilers.
Yeah. It's the mom of Satsuki. And... Yeah.
I forget the specific names, but all I know is that she looks kick-ass, but also kind of scary. Kinda, sort of, little.
That's good. She's like a female Joker. In a way. She's very insane, and she like won't stop till she get what she wants. Like, I like that type of villain, because like you can't have sympathy for those. My type of, when it comes to villains, my personal favorites are the ones where you can't give sympathy to them, because they're doing a good job as a villain, that you can't like look back and be like, are they doing the, like, you can't do a double take with them. Like there are certain villains where like, they were made that way because of like a tragic backstory, but some of them are bad shit crazy, and they don't care if they're bad shit crazy. They will do whatever it takes to do what they want. Like, and I like those villains because it's so one-dimensional, and it still works because it's a consistent formula,
I agree. Because, like, I mean, I don't mind. I actually sometimes love where you are semi-sympathetic, or not even sympathetic. You understand where they come from, even if you don't condone the actions. But I agree, because sometimes it can get a little convoluted. No, very convoluted, because it's like, wait a second, what's going on here? With the villains you mentioned, it's really, really, it holds up. I see why people are just like, okay, no, just be unsympathetic. Like, let's go.
Right.
Like, there's a reason, like, I think, like, as far as I'm aware, Joker from Batman
is
kind of like that. Yeah, he's kind of like that.
Yeah, I remember the Killing Joke. They were trying to emphasize why, and I kind of like it. But the Joker was meant to be batshit crazy from the start. However,
exactly.
One Piece is the exception of the rule, because those villains, they have a reason why they're villains in the first place, and of course they become batshit crazy in some instances. Like, most of the villains in One Piece, for me, are just there. They just, I'm not saying like, what I mean by they're there is that they just see Luffy as like an obstacle, and they want to like try and trample Luffy's dreams. And Luffy's like, you think you're gonna trample my dream of being king of the pirates? Nah, man, I'm gonna kick your ass, and I'm gonna kick it so hard. Like, there's this well-known fact in the One Piece community that the reason why Luffy doesn't kill compared to other pirates is because he makes sure that he beats the living daylights out of his enemies to the point where their dreams are broken. Because the idea of dreams is such an important concept in One Piece that a broken dream is almost as if you should just be dead. Like, that's how important that theme of dreams is in One Piece. So Luffy makes sure to kick your ass to the point where it's like, damn, I don't want to do my dream. I don't want to fulfill my dream anymore. Fuck. Like, and that's why. That's why.
It's kind of like. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just thinking, like, it's kind of like. Would you say? So it's a lot more idealistic, or something that people really, really follow. Whereas, like, I look at the word dream in reality, and I'm like, okay, that's something. But then, like, maybe Tangled, or in this case, One Piece, it's more like dreams are this big a deal. Is that what I'm getting?
Yeah, the concept of dreams in One Piece is basically your living testimony. Like, in One Piece, everybody has a dream that they want to fulfill. The entire pirate crew of Luffy that Luffy has in his crew, they all have their own dreams. The only reason they're with Luffy is because somehow Luffy is their way of achieving their dream. Because Luffy has said this many times whenever people join his crew. I don't want you. I don't like you. He doesn't like it when people ask them to be in his crew. Like,
really,
he makes sure the reason why the people in his crew are in his crew is because he basically asked them to do it. Like, he wanted them so badly for them to be in his crew. It wasn't so much that like, oh, can I be a part of your crew? If you ask Luffy, oh, can I be a part of your crew? He'll be like, nah, fuck off. But if Luffy sees some sort of quality in you, it's like, yo, I want you to be on my crew. Like that's why Luffy has Zoro, that's why he has Sanji, that's why he has all those guys, because he sees that there's a quality in them that he wants them to achieve with him. While he's like out there being a pirate, wanting to be the king of the pirates and obviously rule the seas. Like, that's Luffy.
It's like, okay, so in a sense, so yeah, it's kind of like that. I can't believe I made the Tango comparison rather than my other guess was like, don't say it, but I don't know. My hint was hope and despair from
Danganronpa, and that's fine to say it.
I don't know.
No, but that's what makes Luffy stand out from any other shonen protagonist is that he doesn't necessarily want to be the best. He already feels like he is the best, and he makes sure that he stays with that, and that he knows that he will be the king of the pirates. Not that I will become the king of the pirates. He sometimes says that. No, he says that I will become, king of the pirates, but he makes it seem as if he already is. And for many people that have met Luffy throughout like the 900 plus episodes, they see that quality in him. They compare him to the previous king of the pirates because they're so similar in that sense. Like, he acts that way to the point where like he might as well already be the second pirate king, although he has to prove himself. Another thing also is that Luffy is the type of person that he doesn't like to be called a hero. He's not a hero. He's a pirate. Pirates are villains in his world. Like,
anti-villains anyways.
Exactly, anti-villains with Luffy. Like, Luffy has said this multiple times. Like, I don't care about what's going on in the world. I just want to do my own thing. But if you hurt one of my friends, oh yeah, there's going to be a problem. And that's why Luffy, time and time again, has been looked upon as a hero, because throughout his journey he basically rescued three princesses. He from their own kingdom's tyranny. He basically
so like, in other words, if I'm getting this right, basically just he's very much the kind of person that wants to that will usually put himself before others, but isn't afraid to do other things, especially when it's mutually beneficial. Is that what I'm getting?
Luffy's basically like, look, I don't care what you do, just don't disrespect me or disrespect my friends, or I will come after you. Like, that's how Luffy is. Like, he just wants to do his own thing, and you do your own thing, whatever it is. Like, because Luffy is the reason why Luffy does things is because either someone promised him food, or they're his friend. He legit saved an island, a kingdom, from one of the most best villains in One Piece, simply because someone promised him he would buy him lunch.
That is the most kick-ass thing ever. Like, oh my god.
That is legit Luffy. Like, Luffy will either do things because it's his friends or his crewmates, or because, like, food will be involved. Like, that's legit.
I mean, to be fair, food isn't essential, but yeah. Either way, it's cool.
Like, Luffy, not only this, Luffy declared war against the world government simply because they were harassing one of his crewmates. He destroyed a government-affiliated island because he wanted his crewmate back. That's Luffy.
I'll be damned. Oh my god.
Luffy
Sign me up.
declared war for a friend. He didn't really care. He legit said, oh, that's the flag of the world government? Hey, yo, my sniper, shoot down that flag. And he's like, I don't give a shit. I don't care who you are. Give me back my crewmate. That was legit Luffy. During that arc. That's why people love Luffy, because Luffy doesn't care. He's like, oh, you want to disrespect me? Oh, you want to do that? All right, let's go. Like, that's legit Luffy. That's what makes him different from any other shonen protagonist. He doesn't want to be a hero. He doesn't want to be the best. He already feels like he's the best. So he's like, yeah, fuck off. Like, that's Luffy.
Well, gee, no wonder you and other people are like, you gotta watch this. Okay, I'll watch this. I'll watch this when I'm having dinner with a friend.
And there's There's a whole like a whole variety of characters that you will love. Like, One Piece is so diverse in character building, character development, and in world building. It's 900 episodes for a reason, because Oda wants everybody to be involved with each island. He wants everybody to be invested in the culture of each island. He wants you to actually feel like you're visiting that island. And
so world building.
Exactly. Like, he wants you to be. It's not like Fairy Tail or any other shonen MC where, like, yeah, I'm in this area, but it's like the most plainest area in existence, and you're just beating like the big baddie of that arc, and that's him. You move on.
Damn, really calling out Fairy Tail like that.
Well, 'cause it is what it is. And I'm also gonna call out My Hero, because My Hero, it does a poor job at developing characters personally. Like, right now it's doing okay with Deku on the manga, but no, I can't. Like, One Piece has, it's like One Piece has some of the best. I'm telling you, by the time you reach episode 4, you're just gonna be like, yo, I gotta keep going. Like, there's so many good moments in One Piece that you're just like, I am so happy to be on this journey. Like,
where have you been all my life, Luffy?
Yeah, but that's enough on One Piece. Like, if you keep me on those rails, like, I will legit talk about One Piece for a really, really long time, because I love it. I absolutely love it. I love One Piece.
Good.
It's just.
I mean, I'm more of a listener than a talker sometimes. I mean, sometimes I can take the lead and be like, okay, why don't we? Well, here's what's on my mind. But sometimes it's just nice to hear people ramble. But this isn't a philosophical podcast, I think.
No, people have seen me talk to myself plenty of times. You know, well, it's just me talking to a camera. But yeah, you know what I mean. But I gotta make a video on One Piece soon. Like, oh man.
You mean you haven't?
I haven't done it yet. I'm thinking of doing a Kill la Kill video essay to kind of bring back video essays. And then
pursue all that good stuff, dude. Pursue it.
And then after I do that one, because right now it's a lot of video games. You know, like next week, to kind of give a teaser for what's to come, I have another Metroid video to talk about.
Yes.
Metroid, because I only have one video on that. New Pokemon Snap is on the way, so I'm gonna talk about why I'm very excited to play that, because I actually am very excited to play New Pokemon Snap. And I think another one is, well, that's all I have so far. I'm thinking also like Capcom, because you know what's a topic I feel like everybody is probably gonna like be like, they're just in their mind. Mega Man Legends 3, like, bring that back. I feel like that needs a comeback. Mega Man Legends.
It's been a while since I've heard of anything Mega Man. I really hope they make a comeback.
Like, Mega Man Legends 3, I'm legit using that I'm legit planning on making a video on that just for clickbait reasons. Like, if I did that, either that or Crash, another Crash video. I don't know. We'll see how that one is. Yeah, exactly. Like, I'm doing a lot of video game stuff for the most part, but anime, I want to kind of like bring it more with Kill la Kill, because I think a lot of people like Kill la Kill. I mean, a lot of people like Attack on Titan, and I did that video, but that video flopped. But we'll see.
I mean, sometimes it takes a while for an audience to kind of find like certain bits and pieces. Because like, I'm not gonna name who, even though they're a spectacular person and they're still doing really prosperous. But like somebody on YouTube, I saw their comment like, "Hey, after all these cool videos, which I mean, I thought them to be pretty cool. I think I'm struggling a little bit because views dropped." And I'm like, okay, maybe, but at the same time, and I write this to them like, at the same time, I think after you start incorporating different things more and more and giving everything their fair share, more views will come to certain videos that might be of new topics. Like, and on the other, and not to mention that it's kind of a two-way street where subscribers shouldn't be scared of new videos or of something different, because like it gives them a different perspective, you know?
Yeah, no, that's why every video I try to do something new in every video just to see how it goes. And also, the algorithm's the algorithm. It just does what it wants. Like, people, there's been plenty of YouTube video where it's like, you're doing things wrong. Here's how you do it. Like, I've watched this video 20 of times. I've applied your techniques. The algorithm is its own AI, my guy. Like, you just shut up.
Yeah. Like,
you just got lucky, okay? For me right now, one of my oldest Bayonetta videos, I'm actually legit looking at it because this is my most viewed video, and it's the title is called "This is why Bayonetta 3 has been taking too long," and it's right now at 2.2k views, and I'm like, people really want Bayonetta 3, huh? Wow. Like, damn. I'm out here talking about Pokemon, and these people are like, yo, wait, where's Bayonetta at? Chalks the shotgun. It's like, where is it?
Where is it? Where's the Bayonetta?
Yeah. It's like,
I mean,
fuck.
It's really not anybody's fault that the algorithm's kind of very wonky.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, it is wonky. There's no question about it. Whether it's, whether or not it's really faulty, it is wonky.
Yeah, exactly. And,
well, yeah, wonky blends to faultiness.
Another thing also is,
never mind.
Like you said, these things take time. Like, it's just the more I do it, the more consistent I do, like, the more people will see and realize, like, oh, this person posts always around this time, or like this person posts always around this day, and like people will show up. People will show up. Like, I'm confident, like, because sometimes, especially for like a small YouTuber, you'll look at like a video that somehow managed to reach 600 views in 10 minutes compared to one that'll take 600 views in a few days, and you'll be like, am I doing something wrong? And I'm like, no, you're not doing something wrong. You just got lucky. Like, that's basically what YouTube is all about. You just get lucky, and if you're consistent with it, you'll be even more lucky. Like, that's just the only way you gotta see like the YouTube, like, as a business, because it's a gamble. You're legit gambling.
Yeah.
But it's not.
Yeah,
with
it's very.
money. It's with time.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like, you gotta really be dedicated at the craft, and then keep that consistency in order for that luck to come in. Is that what I'm getting right?
Basically,
is that it?
If you're consistent and if you provide good content, but obviously content that's not, like, for example, like, to give an example, like, by the time this is gonna be uploaded, the recent video is 5 things that I want in Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. Like, 5 things I would like to see make a return. Obviously, a lot of people did that type of video when, you know, the direct showed up or around that time, you know, like, I get that. Like, I was a little late to the program, but I'm still doing. Yeah, but that's okay. I'm still doing it because I know that I'm doing something completely different as opposed to all these other guys. It's 5 things that I'm sure everybody else talked about, but the way I present it is what makes it different. And like, that's what, like, I want people to see, where it's like, obviously a lot of people are going to be talking about Bayonetta 3 at E3, if it's going to be at E3. Obviously people are going to talk about new Pokemon Snap. It's just like the presenter, how you present yourself. It's like, do people like it? People not. And that's the reality of YouTube.
Exactly. Yeah, because I mean, I'm not a YouTube person, unfortunately. I still have to get this podcast thing up if I ever do, and even then, it's not going to be a very frequent thing. It's going to be like maybe once on a blue moon, I'll do something really cool. But usually, I'm a Twitch streamer. But even then, I can see that, yeah, like things take time, dedication, and consistency, as well as just overall putting your heart and soul into this content. And that's and eventually it'll pay out. It's just a matter of making sure you figure out what's going on, and then from there, hope for the best. Or something like that. I don't know. My brain's kind of scrambled, and you could tell I'm more of a Twitch streamer than a YouTuber, but I don't know.
It is honestly fine. It's okay. The hamster wheel in your brain is probably the same as mine. It's just a ramble and improv and things like that. That's also another thing I like about my YouTube content is that beforehand I would write scripts. I would like a script and it's like, yeah, I'm gonna talk about it, things like that. But looking back at the videos that I did for the scripts and for the ones that I do now, I'm glad I don't do scripts now because I'm practicing my improv skills in a sense.
Nice.
All the videos that you've seen recently with like the new intro and all that was improv. I improvise everything. Like all that is literally just me talking on the spot and just it's just bringing a good vibe. That's all I want. It's the video content that I make is just having a conversation with you. I'm just talking to you. You're not physically talking to me, or you're just watching the video, but you understand where I'm talking. Like you understand why I'm like talking about this, how I'm talking about it, like the way I say things. And
exactly.
It's just so much better, honestly. It's just better. I can't like I wouldn't mind writing scripts, but I can't. I just can't.
And even then I could see you maybe writing like basic outlines that are like super basic. Like I mean that's as far as I'm aware that's what you'd probably do at the least if you wanted to go back to something kind of scripted, but even then keep going with improv, dude. Like seriously, it is really good. And I personally plan to take an improv class because my improv is very hit or miss depending on what I'm doing. God forbid I do comedy stand-up.
I think for me, I wouldn't say grateful, but I'm very thankful. But it's the same thing, but whatever. It's okay. Yeah, I'm just thankful that I took theater. Like I did theater. I did a couple of plays in my first 2 years of high school, and I still retained like that sense of like craziness for the rest of my life, basically.
Good.
Because if it weren't for theater, I probably wouldn't be able to do YouTube personally, because it would be too much of a hassle to try to come up with things on the spot and try to like, not act, because obviously in theater you gotta act, you gotta play a person, But for me, it's like it's not acting; it's more so I'm just being myself, but utilizing the acting materials for the videos. That kind of makes sense. That makes sense.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, like that's how I feel with YouTube. And YouTube is another thing with YouTube for me is that it's not something I plan to do full time. Because I plan to be a lawyer, and there's a bunch of other ventures that I plan to take and stuff like that. Like, to put it, but I want to be like Tony Stark. I want to own a bunch of companies and just be the head of them, and just be like, like Elon Musk. I want to be like Elon Musk, just like that. I legit want to be like Elon Musk, where I'm just like I'm the head of all these companies. I obviously I'm a lawyer too, and like I have my own companies and I oversee it and blah blah blah. And but YouTube's
honestly,
fun.
I think that's pretty admirable. Like you seem to juggle pretty well YouTube and then aspiring to make all these businesses that could really nurture people, or even just do something cool and innovative, or just really lend to something that needs more, such as law,
Yep. Yeah, and
also law school. Damn, it's awesome.
I plan. You know why? You know why I want to be a lawyer?
How come?
Because 8th grade, I was like, okay, so 2 reasons. 8th grade, there was like this little career fair where for a week we would like visit different careers. And so I took like the law path career with a bunch of other people, and so we visited several courthouses. We met with the mom of one of my friends who was a prosecutor for criminal law. She spoke and she showed us her law firm and and things like that. So that was one reason. So I was like, oh, this is cool. Another reason is because I watched a show called Suits around that time, and even though it's a dramatic it's like a very dramatic version of how lawyers interact, like civil lawyers, so like money and stuff like that in big business. I really enjoyed it, and some of the stuff seemed like it was cool, so I was like, oh, maybe this is real, so I can't wait to try out. And then, and also a third reason is because Ace Attorney.
Oh yeah, Ace Attorney is really fun.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember when my friend from high school introduced me to Ace Attorney, and I'm like, oh, I've seen this person. And then she's showing me all this original soundtrack and just even some of the remixes on YouTube, and I'm like, oh my god, this is a bop. Can we actually see the game? And she's like, oh, for sure. So basically, I'm not going to spoil it, but I know the first game's like 2 or 3 chapters. First 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was devastated by the second chapter.
Ace Attorney is fun.
Oh.
I love it.
It's fun, but it's like...
I'm more of an Apollo Justice type of guy. Because that was like the one I mostly like divested most of my time with compared to the others. I gotta play them because it's been a while. I gotta replay them. It's been a while.
Yeah.
But yeah.
They're iconic for a reason. Like I know most people in my circle would be like, no, Danganronpa's the iconic one. Well, I guess it depends on the circle, but as far as where Ace Attorney is a lot bigger. Just because it's a lot more, I think it has a lot more oomph to it. Which is a lot considering that there's a lot more legitimate flashiness in Danganronpa, but there's something about Ace Attorney that just feels right at home and not as depressing.
If it weren't for
Weirdly
Ace Attorney,
depressing
this
either.
is how I see it. If it weren't for Ace Attorney, you wouldn't have Danganronpa or Professor Layton.
Professor Layton too?
Yep. Professor Layton was inspired by Ace Attorney.
Oh, touche.
Yeah, that's why they had a crossover.
Oh yeah, that's right. Duh. Mm-hmm. It was almost but unless they were made by the same company.
No, it wasn't made by the same company though. No, it wasn't.
Okay, because it must have been a dream for them to cross over. For the Professor Layton developers with the Ace Attorney developers.
Good game. It was a good crossover game too, because it gave everything what the fans wanted. It gave all the aspects of the original 3 Ace Attorney games, and it gave all the aspects of like the original 3 Professor Layton games, and it was amazing story, amazing soundtrack, everything. So
it's basically, I want to say it's more. It kind of reminds me of like a expected but still super good Mario plus Rabbids. Because that's the only other crossover I can think of where it's like not as big as Smash Brothers, but still pretty decent. Like it's concise, just 2 franchises slapped together, and it's well done. I mean, I will say that probably Professor Layton and Ace Attorney might be better. I don't know.
I don't know. It depends on, because I like both. I like both of them. And I want to be a history teacher because of there's just so much stuff I want to do. Holy crap.
I mean, you never know. You can really chase whatever you can as long as you put the commitment to it, and at the same time I mean, it's one thing to be a jack of all trades, master of none, but it's another thing to have your certain few dabblings in certain things. Then you never know what'll happen to those. They could turn out really good.
True.
Heck, you could downright juggle them all at once.
Right. As long as you wake up, and get out there and take your time.
Oh my god. You did not just...
Yes, I did. I did it. Am I funny? Did I do the funny?
So funny.
Did I do the funny
You're
joke?
funny.
Yeah, I'm so happy. Thank you. I'm so glad that I was so happy I was able to throw away the mask that I was wearing. You know.
Okay, now that was.
Yeah,
that was okay. That was okay.
Yeah, you're right.
It still didn't hit it as well as Wake Up, but fair enough.
Yeah, you know what?
And besides,
you know what? It's fine. It's fine. You go ahead and take over.
Wait, what? Oh, okay. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Madeline Nadu.
Right,
I mean, whoa, that's my real name.
You didn't get it. You didn't
Welcome
get it.
to the MagicMaddie show.
How did you? I said take over.
Oh. Oh.
God damn
I thought you were like, oh, take over the show.
Yes. It's like, yeah, you go ahead and take over.
I mean, people are gonna know my full name soon enough. It's Madeline, whatever. If you want to censor out the last name, I don't mind. If you don't want to censor it out, that's no biggie. It's up to you.
It's whatever. Sooner or later, people are... I mean, Maddie, that's fine, you know. Nobody's gonna know your location.
Yeah, it's like,
Fine.
here's the name. We put in the coordinates with the A in the Madeline and the D right next to the A in Madeline.
Bryce, Divine Spectre's told his name, Bryce, so it's like, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
Fair enough.
Yeah, exactly.
Woo!
But yeah, we had Persona 5. Persona 5 Royal, I think it's been 1 year since it released.
Yeah.
In 2019.
2019.
Exactly,
and how much
1
has
year.
changed since then?
Exactly, 1 year ago. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. 2010, 19, it released in Halloween. With Luigi's Mansion 3, what a coincidence.
Yeah,
exactly. Then here we are after 2020. The world has changed.
Yeah. What's 2020? I'm sorry, what was that? That was a year?
Oh, wait, what? You don't know 2020?
That was a year?
This man has amnesia! Help! He's
No. The joke is that we forget about 2020. That's what I'm saying, a year ago. Like, for sure. Everything.
Don't you know? You must get with the times. Everyone knows about 2020.
Of course, but we don't want to know. We don't want to remember. No, but anyway.
I'm hijacking this book. I'm sorry.
I'm so happy. Man, Persona 5. I legit, compared to the first game, I platinumed that one. I mean,
for one thing,
it was easier to do.
It was easier to do, and I think the content kind of goes in nicely. It depends, because like I know some people compared to a director's cut, where it's like sometimes it'll feel natural for some, and then others it's like, whoa, I want to give it a chance, but it's not the original, so it's kind of hard to. It's not necessarily their fault.
Yeah, it's an enhanced version. It's basically what it is, an enhanced version, an enhanced re-release, and it's fine, because third semester is god tier.
Oh yeah, nobody can deny that.
I will never forget my Maruki phase. I mean, nobody will forget about that.
I mean, he was a really cool character even before that. I'm sure we can talk about spoilers, but maybe light spoilers. I'm sorry, I almost screwed up the podcast.
It's fine. You know how many spoilers there's been for other games and other podcasts? It's fine.
Okay, well then, here goes. I'll go gung-ho into it. Maruki was a cool character even before everything went down in third semester. Yes, there you go. He's a third semester major character, people. You may come to my door now.
It made sense even in the trailers. It's like, oh, we're gonna get third semester. Oh, he's most likely gonna be the main character for the third semester. Oh, look, he's the main character for the third semester. Like it was to be expected.
I guess it can't be a surprise at all, right?
No.
I guess most people would see it coming.
Yeah.
So.
Although some never saw it coming, it was their last surprise.
I'll give you that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. There we go. One girl in her little college dorm gave you an applause.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
I feel
I'm
happy.
not little. I'm like 5'7" or something. I don't know. Anyways, I'm getting sidetracked.
No, it's fine.
I'm little if I'm 5'7". No,
that's
whatever.
Short, man. The expectations at the bar has been set so high these days. Damn.
You know the rules. Everyone is 6'3".
Everyone's a baby if you're not 6 feet.
Goo goo gaga. In that case.
Exactly. Anyway, going back. I love third semester.
Going back to
third semester.
Persona?
Hard. Yeah. I remember because I did a video on Persona 5, a retrospective, and I was talking about how Persona 5 helped me a lot with transitioning between high schools, because I went from one high school to the other, so I was legit a Persona protagonist. So with Persona 5, because it was not only my first Persona game, it also helped me a lot with transitioning, and it made me meet a whole lot new people. And honestly, without Persona 5, I wouldn't be doing this, because we can say his name. It's been almost a year now since the incident, and nobody cares about him nowadays. So
yeah,
I remember Fansite. I remember meeting Fansite for the first time, and he gave me the opportunity to, I guess express my love for Persona 5. Obviously, this was before he became a massive dick, But nobody knew
Yeah.
about that, so that's why I'm not like, oh, I can't say I wasn't surprised, and like, oh, see, that's why like when that happened, I was like, well, then you two are adults. Go ahead, you figure it out. I'm still gonna be here chilling, and but 17, and it was nice because I did Shumako fanfiction for that time, and then because that's my favorite pairing. I legit love it.
I respect that. I respect that.
And
yeah,
it was a fun adventure for me, and I met people, and then people met me, and then it led to where I am here. And so like I'm forever grateful for those times. But with Royal made me feel the more I played Royal, the more it made me realize how like the start of adulthood is going to be like, and how it's important that you take care of the foundation of your adulthood moving forward.
Oh yeah.
Persona 5 taught me like, like the whole like teenage stuff, like, because you resonate a lot with like being a teenager. For me around that time, it's like, yeah, we're transitioning high schools, we're meeting new friends, and like, don't forget to be yourself. But with Royal, it's like I already know who I am as a person. Like I know I'm consistent with that. I'll always be consistent with that. But Royal taught me that you can't forget about the world. That there are certain things that you can take control of, that you must take control of, especially as an adult. And the way I was playing that the way I resonated a lot more with the adult cast than obviously the main cast. Like Persona 5.
That's totally fair.
Yeah, Persona 5, I resonate a lot with like, Ren, Makoto, all those guys, because around that time, even though I'm 20 years old, like during that time span, like 16, 17, I was their age. But now with Royal, it's like in a few years time, I'm gonna be at Takemi's age. In 20 plus years, I could be like Yoshida or Sojiro. And like, I look at them and I'm like, damn, if like being adult's hard. Like if I already feel like that now, and I'm comfortable at home with my parents, God bless them, and things like that, but it's like, damn, I wanna explore the world. I wanna get out there. I wanna like build my adulthood and build my foundation. And that's what Royal made me feel. It's like I gotta start. Like I gotta start taking action. I gotta start doing something. And
exactly.
I don't know how you felt about Royal. I don't know.
Oh, there's a lot to unpack for me, but I'll start jumping off what you said. Basically, I mean, because you basically hit the nail on the head. I mean, I especially resonated with third semester in the fact that, I guess, there's everything you said, and then afterwards came the third semester where it's basically things happen, and they never should have happened. But that doesn't mean you can't run away from it. I mean, you are able to run away from it. That's impossible, and we don't live in a world where somebody can snap his fingers and all our trauma's off and everyone we know is back, but that's getting kind of dark. But basically, we have to take control of our own lives and steer ourselves in the right direction, even when obstacles show up, and just improvise all the time. It's scary, but it's okay. And then I got a whole thing about On, but I don't know how much time we have left.
I mean, we're over time, but we could go another 2 more minutes if you want.
Okay. Well, I guess people are gonna expect me to mention On at some point, so here goes.
Yeah, exactly.
Basically, On was my favorite character because it's kind of a cliche thing, where in the sense that like, oh, she's empowering, and they're not wrong. Like, I feel like her arc is definitely very much one of the more tragic ones, which does a lot considering that they're all really sad and really empowering, and then
I mean, hers had to deal with a sex offender, so yeah.
Exactly. And not to mention, I guess what really resonated with me more was the isolation from peers, because I was never like directly insulted. Sometimes I was backstabbed, other times I got nasty looks, other times people and even inquire, like people, like I try to talk with some people, and then they slowly idle away, or like I add on to their conversation, and they're just like, oh yeah, and then they turn the opposite way from me, and it's like, wow, okay. I mean, I can't say that any of that's turned around because now I'm in college, but I can't run away from that either. It's like, they weren't nice to me, but that doesn't mean I have to I have to let that affect me in the sense that I have to be groveling in the ground forever. No. I am who I am, and if they don't like that, that's okay. All I need to do is just make sure that I am good for I am happy of myself, and even happy, and even make others, my close friends, my true friends, happy. I don't know. It's hard to explain, but
no, it's
no. I was not choking up. I just had a voice crack.
It's fine. It's fine. Because for me, and I think we'll probably end this with our last words. Well, not this, but after this. When I first played Persona 5, I resonated a lot with Joker because, we both transitioning from 2 different schools. So that means we're meeting new people. We're getting a whole new, experience. And another one was Mishima. And I kind of regret Mishima now because it made me feel like obviously Mishima had his comeback story at a certain point. He was a main integral plot towards the end of the first game, if you think about it. But I mean, like, me now with the Chad energy that I possess, I can't.
Yeah.
I'm like, nah, man. How the hell could I have been Mishima? Nah, screw that. Like, because now for me, it's like, yo, I'm gonna be Sojiro daddy and Maruki. Like, that's literally me right now. Like, I resonate more with them.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Because like, there's nothing wrong with certain inspirations as long as they're not like outright bad. It's just, eventually you live and learn, and sometimes you might regret things, but you learn from it.
You did a funny.
Yeah, that was a Sonic reference.
Yeah. Yeah, you gotta, and Persona 5 also taught me to open your heart to others, and to make sure.
Sega.
No, but yeah, and I think for me to kind of like put a stamp on this and to kind of end the podcast, it's important to just be yourself and to keep being yourself and always improve on the things that makes you you. Because if you don't improve on the things that makes you you, then, well, it feels like you're gonna wear a mask and you're just wearing a mask just to accommodate people. No, screw that. Be like Luffy. I don't care what you think.
Amen.
Be like, I don't care what you think. I'm gonna do my own thing and I'm gonna do it the way I want to do it. I don't care. Like,
well, he's not necessarily a villain in that sense. He just cares for himself, and that's not necessarily selfish in the bad connotation. It's just caring for himself.
And you make sure to have a small group of people. And basically, I have this in one of my phones. My circle is small because I'm into quality, not quantity. And that's very important for all of us, especially content creators. We can have the masses supporting us, but if we don't have at least one good friend that we can talk to, like, it could be at any time of day, and if we could just send them a text and be like, hey, yo, what's up? And send like a meme, and like they'll reciprocate back. That's what matters.
Exactly.
That type of people, like the family, the friends, like that truly support you. That's what's important. And I don't know what else to say after that. Do you have any last words? Because I don't know how to end the podcast with that now. Like, damn.
Well, here's the thing. Everyone, ourselves included, can have any kind of philosophy, but it all is tied down to just being the best you. Because then others will be better on your behalf. Well, most of them anyways. Yeah. Unless the naysayers. But that's a long story then. Of course, I'm just jest.
Right. Just be yourselves. Just continue to improve yourselves. And to fully put an end to this podcast, know that I love you guys no matter what, to 120. I'll always say that in all my videos. You know how I am. You know how I roll. And I hope to see you all in the next one. That's it. See you guys.
Thank you guys so much.
Bye.
Take care, everybody.
See ya.